Hey guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks so much for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this podversation. All the talk and the buzz about Britney Spears' new book, her memoir, it definitely has been an eye-opener for a lot of people. And a lot of people are feeling sorry for her, especially because of all of the stuff that she has gone through with being under the conservatorship and how she's just been taken advantage of by her family and a lot of the different people that she has had in her life. I'm not saying that she deserves the stuff that she has gone through, but I want to talk about this because people in life, a lot of times, we're all human. We all make decisions in our life that are not the best at times. None of us are perfect. Of course, not everyone cheats with someone else's significant other, okay? But one of the things that Britney Spears has to acknowledge, which she did sort of acknowledge in her book, but she's being called out on it by one of the people who was involved in the situation, is we have to acknowledge when we did something that really was not okay, instead of trying to pass the buck or to say, oh, I wasn't aware or I didn't know. So Shar Jackson, who was in a relationship with Kevin Federline at the time that Britney Spears hooked up with him, she's calling Britney Spears out because when Britney Spears in her memoir was discussing the relationship with Kevin, she basically was trying to say that she didn't know about Shar or the children. And if you recall, which I definitely do, I remember this like yesterday, to be honest with you, even though it was a long time ago, because it made like big entertainment news headlines. I remember seeing it and seeing them speaking to Shar Jackson on the show. I think it was Entertainment Tonight. Yeah. Many years ago, when she was talking about how Britney Spears, you know how they labeled it, stole her fiance while she was pregnant. So Kevin Federline's ex-fiance, Shar Jackson, who used to star in Moesha, she claims that what Britney Spears is saying in her book is definitely not true, because she's claiming that she had no idea that he had a baby on the way when they first got together. So she says, when Kevin met Britney, we had 3 kids and 1 on the way. And we were living in a 6-bedroom house in Orange County, California. And they had 1 child together, a daughter named Corey, but he also helped to raise her 2 kids from a previous relationship as well. She says, one day when I had a bad bout of morning sickness and was about 6 months pregnant, Kevin had an audition for a Coke commercial or something in LA. He was a dancer. Anyway, then I didn't hear from him for 3 days. She said that she found out that he met her that first night he disappeared. She said, I felt angry and betrayed, and I went numb. I went on to autopilot. So in Britney's book titled The Woman in Me, she claimed that she was clueless about Federline's situation and confronted him as soon as she found out. She says, you have kids, you have children, not only 1 child, but 2 children. She claimed that a close friend had told her the information once she had already been with him for, quote, a while. Now, we know a while for some people. They say that line to make it seem like it was longer than it actually was. You know what I mean? Whether for good or for bad. Like, for example, if someone's working on a job and they're fairly new at what they're doing, and customers or clients or whatever, if they want to just have like small talk or conversation, and you don't want to come across as someone who is green and you don't really have that much experience, if someone asks you, how long you've been doing this, just to gain their trust and confidence, you say, oh, I've been doing this for a while. And a while might have been like you were doing it for a week. You know what I mean? So for good or bad, a lot of people use that line, a while. Okay? So for Britney in this situation with Kevin and her dating him, she claims she had been with him for a while before she found out. But Shar's coming out to basically say, nah, stop it. You're lying. She says that Britney was fully aware and even walked outside the Orange County, California hospital as Federline watched his second child, a son named Caleb, come into the world. They got engaged days after Caleb was born. And then they went on to get married in 2004, and they have since had, a couple of sons who are now practically young adults, 17 and 18 years old. She says in her book, when I married Kevin, I meant it with all my heart. But she says the union began to crumble when he became more enthralled by the fame and power. Again and again in my life, I've seen fame and money ruin people, and I saw it happen with Kevin in slow motion. So Shar says, I think their relationship, it was a fantasy for both of them. I never hated Kevin because if you really love someone, you can't hate them. Now, there are a lot of people in the comment section that were just pretty much pissed that Shar came out to make a statement saying, oh, you're just trying to get your 15 minutes of fame. It's over. But listen, you write about someone in your book or a situation that's connected to someone, you open up the opportunity for people to respond. Whether people want to hear the response, whether people believe the response, it doesn't really matter. They do have the right to respond, even though it's Britney's story to tell. But let's just be honest in everything that you are saying, because she's gone through a lot in her life. And I want to end it by how I started when I said that we in life, we have to remember that when we do things, we are sowing seeds, and whether for good or bad, we're going to reap them. I'm not saying that Britney going through a conservatorship, her parents treating her pretty much like a slave and profiting off of her, and them being able to live an amazing life off of the dollars that she has earned, and all of the things that she has gone through, and all of the things that have been taken away from her, the things that she's been barred from and blocked from, and all of that different stuff like that was deserved. But no one really thought about Shar. Even though she and Kevin were not actually married, they were engaged to be married, living together, and had one child and another on the way. And she had two others that he was obviously okay with because he was helping to raise them. But Kevin is a user. We know that from the word go, that he is and was and still is a user, because even to this day, he moved to the state of Hawaii with the two kids, and he's wanting more child support. And I believe in the state of Hawaii, the child support laws are a little different, and the child support is allowed to go on longer because the kids are now 17 and 18 years old, right? And so even though Britney may not be mentally there to have been able to have full custody of her children, I believe that he used a lot of things against her to gain that control over those children. And so he was always a dirtbag. So him leaving Shar was nothing short of surprising, because if he would leave Shar at the drop of a hat, or shall we say at the drop of an opportunity of meeting Britney, then what was he going to eventually do to her? you reap what you sow. And a lot of times people need to remember this, or even just know this. If they don't know it, learn it, know it, and remember it. We sow seeds in life. When we sow seeds, we reap a harvest. You don't plant a seed and a seed grows. You plant a seed and a bush grows, or a tree grows, or an orchard grows, or you know what I mean? Like, you don't just get one thing from a seed. You always get something bigger. You plant one seed, you grow this big flower. Like, it's never going to be the same size as what you planted. It's going to be far worse. And so, again, like I said, I'm not saying that Britney deserved all of the things that she went through, but we do ultimately reap what we sow, and we don't get back the same size as what we put out. It's way worse. So hearing all of the things that she has gone through and experienced, think of how Shar felt when she just found out that this man, I don't want to call him a man, but this person that she was engaged to be married, was pregnant with their child, just up and left her for Britney Spears. How did the other child feel that they already had together? Like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody cares about Shar and her children and what they experienced. It was just whatever. So listen, I'm not here to say that Britney deserved what she was going through, but we definitely have to remember that there are penalties and there are prices to pay for the things that we put out there, the energies that we put out there, the seeds that we've sown. So yeah, she may have been a victim in a lot of situations, but in a number of other situations, she definitely was not. With Kevin Federline, she definitely reaped what she sowed, and far worse. Because look, this man, like, he has never had to work again. Okay? Ever. Now, did he deserve to get repercussions? He definitely does. And I believe that he will get what's coming to him at the right time. Karma does not have an address. It doesn't have a date. It doesn't have an age, but it definitely does deliver when it is supposed to. So listen, guys, I just wanted to talk about that briefly because, yeah, it's like I remember all of that. And this was back before the internet was big, you know, but I definitely recall this story. I remember following it on Entertainment Tonight, and they were discussing it. So it definitely is something that I feel that Shar, she may be feeling like, look, I'm sorry to hear about the things that Britney's gone through, but girl, look at what you contributed to and what happened to me. You know what I'm saying? So she has the right to respond because that was something that she was involved with. You know what I mean? She didn't name Shar. She didn't mention her, but she definitely did mention Kevin and the children. And that is Shar's share as well. So she has the right to talk about it also. So guys, let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section. Thank you so much for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.